What on earth is going on at Alpine? We need to take a look at what is going on in the French team because it doesn't look good. The 2024 campaign. Alpine rounded off 2023 with a couple of podiums under their belts and a respectable P6 finish in the Constructors' Championship. All in all, they had an alright 2023 campaign, and the drivers and team likely made their way into a few people's fantasy F1 teams for the 2024 season. But coming into this year, the team is looking very different to how they looked last year. They started the Bahrain Grand Prix right at the back of the grid and didn't finish off much better, with Ocon finishing in P17 and Gasly in P18. For two drivers used to finishing in the points and both of them having won a race, this is probably quite a jarring change for them. But how has this happened? What's gone down at Alpine to cause such a dramatic change in performance? Well, the car is overweight, with some rumours claiming that this was up to 11 kilograms. When asked about this, Pierre Gasly denied that the weight problem was as bad as 11 kilograms, but did confirm that they were having issues with the weight of the car. The car also doesn't have very good traction or enough downforce to provide it with proper pace, which sounds pretty terrible if you're trying to make a fast Formula 1 car. Is this where they thought they would be at the start of the season? Well, kind of, yes. Pierre Gasly said that their result in Bahrain was pretty much what we expected, and Bruno Famin said following the race that they knew the start of the season was going to be tough. Wasn't much better in Saudi either, was it? To add insult to injury, it has recently been revealed that their technical director Matt Harmon and their head of aerodynamics Dirk de Beer have resigned, meaning that the team is going to go through even more restructuring and reorganisation than what they've already experienced over the past few years. Alpine musical chairs. Alpine have had somewhat of a chaotic history, losing the two-time world champion Fernando Alonso from their lineup after the 2022 season. They then announced that Oscar Piastri would be driving for them in 2023, and well, we all remember that tweet, don't we? They then signed Pierre Gasly, who moved over from AlphaTauri to join the team alongside fellow Frenchman Esteban Ocon for the 2023 season. Then, halfway through that season, during the Belgian Grand Prix weekend, it was announced that the team principal of Alpine, Otmar Szafnauer, and their sporting director Alain Permane would be leaving the team following the race. Was a bit weird because they'd literally turned up for work and then this was announced. It seems that there was a disagreement regarding the timeline of the progress of the team between Szafnauer and the Renault bosses, with Szafnauer saying that the timeline wasn't accepted by the bosses of Renault. They wanted it quicker and that's what we disagreed upon. Their chief technical officer Pat Fry also left Alpine to go to Williams. And yes, the team did still produce some solid results following all of this chaos, but that doesn't compensate for the fact that Esteban Ocon was at the top of the list of the most retirements, joint first with Logan Sargent at 7 apiece. Intra-team tensions. This also isn't helped by the fact that the two Alpine drivers have famously had quite the rivalry. As the most recent season of Drive to Survive showed us, the pair from Normandy, Esteban Ocon and Pierre Gasly, have had quite a rocky relationship going back to their karting days. There were also rumours flying around last year that there's a lot of internal division at Alpine between the English and French staff members, even going as far as to suggest that the English and French personnel stay in different hotels during the race weekends. If this is the case, then it's maybe not a surprise that Alpine have been struggling this season so far. If there's tension within the team, these cracks will definitely show on track. But where can the team go from here? Well, they seem to be staying realistic, not overhyping their performance, but it looks like they do have hopes for improvements throughout the season. Even though Gasly DNF'd at Saudi Arabia, Ocon did manage to get to P13, which I suppose is a win for them. And following the Bahrain Grand Prix, Famin said, "We have a lot more coming, the season will be very long. The positive is that everybody is pushing the same way, here on the track and in the factory to improve the car, yada 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 yada, but as we've just said, that might not actually be the case." It seems like Alpine know where their issues lie and know what they need to do to be going back to where they were, scoring some podiums. It's also not impossible for the team to return to being competitive. We saw this happen with McLaren in 2023, where they began the season pretty terribly and brought it back to be scoring regular podiums by the end. A lot of eyes will be on Alpine as the season progresses, and we'll have to keep a lookout for where they can go from here. But let us know what you think. Do you think Alpine can bring it back this season? Let us know in the comments.